Hi, everyone. Well, the $64,000 question that people have been asking me is, will it snow for Christmas here in the greater Savannah, Hilton Head area? And, well, let's take a look. And there is a system coming in, and it's going to be arriving around Friday or Saturday with some cold air behind it. Matter of fact, some of the coldest air in the last several years behind that front moving in toward our direction. So let's go to the maps. First of all, here's today's surface map and computer models. Let's go to the general forecast system, the United States model, and let's take a look and put this into motion. And there you can see high pressure continues to dominate our weather for the weekend. However, as Monday goes away and Tuesday arrives, there is a system that's moving across the northern Gulf of Mexico, which will bring us clouds and some light rain to moderate rains at time across our area of the southeast United States. Meanwhile, the rest of the country is under relatively clear weather conditions. This is for Wednesday, December 24th, actually sunset on Tuesday, December 20th, and December 21st, the first day of winter. Here we go. That system moves across our area and out to sea with some rain. Now, over here in the eastern side of the northern mountains, there is a low pressure system developing and a lot of snow beginning to form across that region of Montana, Idaho, going into Wyoming. Now let's move this in advance in Utah and go in toward Thursday afternoon. There we see a rain system off the coast of Georgia and South Carolina that has just developed and moving away, but another larger area of rain coming in from the southwest of our area off the northern Gulf of Mexico into Alabama and Georgia. This is on sunset for Thursday, December 23rd. Now, as we go advance in time, look what happens to that low pressure system. It develops rapidly over the Ohio River Valley. And with that, it's going to be drawing down some very cold air from the north into that region, mixing in with all this moisture across the southeast. That is going to produce a major winter storm for the middle Mississippi River Valley into the Ohio River Valley and the Great Lakes states. For us, looks like rain, and quite a bit of rain, maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain associated with this system for the greater Savannah, Hilton Head area. It includes Statesboro and Hinesville and Brunswick and over into Hampton, South Carolina. Atlanta looks like a cold rain falling there. Now, let's inch our way forward into time. And in the Atlanta metropolitan area, you could see some snow there on, 2 o'clock Friday afternoon. That's December 23rd. And winter has already started. Winter begins on December 21st this year. And looking ahead, as we go into time, cold air now starts to flow into the southeast, including the greater Savannah, Hilton Head area, Brunswick, Statesboro, and all the rain is off the coast. So the cold air doesn't get here until the rain exits. So any precipitation that we have will be in the form of rain, not snow. But Atlanta might see some snow in northern Georgia, extreme northwest South Carolina. But over in the Great Lakes states, this is a major storm. Possible blizzard conditions in the Detroit and Cleveland areas, over to Grand Rapids into Fort Wayne, Indiana. Some very heavy snow is expected to fall out there. How about the northeast United States? They're going to be seeing that rain out in that region, moderate to heavy rains as well, and then changes over to snow. The snow continues, and the winds are extremely strong across the Great Lakes states. As a matter of fact, into the Ohio River Valley and the Mid-Atlantic coastal states, and will be blustery winds here in Georgia and South Carolina. Now, this system continues to move off toward the northeast. This is Saturday morning, December 24th, Christmas Eve night. Expect to see the snow basically ending, but still some lake effect snows will be obviously falling across the snow belts of those areas of Pennsylvania and New York, around Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, and on the western side of Michigan off of Lake Michigan. But let's take a look at the conditions for how much precipitation expected. Now, as I mentioned, it's going to be rain in our area of southeastern Georgia and southern South Carolina. Let's put this into motion. And first of all, that system that comes in on Tuesday, any precipitation with that? Yeah. About a half inch to maybe an inch of rain in portions of Georgia and South Carolina. And then let's inch our way east or into time. Going into Thursday when the rain starts redeveloping and moving into the greater Savannah area, and there we could see moderate to heavy rains that could be accumulating in our region, perhaps 1 to 2 inches in some locations before all said and done. But the bigger question is, well, how much snowpack is going to be falling across that Ohio River Valley and Great Lake area? And let's take a look at the snowfall total. Let's see, 24. Let's go with total snowfall. And this is a 10 to 1 ratio. That's a dry snow, where you get 1 inch of rain is equivalent to about 10 inches of snow. And here we go. That system ramps up and starts dropping heavy snows across the central plains into the Great Lakes states and the western Ohio River Valley. And then as we inch in time on Saturday, actually Friday night at sunset going into Saturday morning, look at this. The Detroit area, Flint, Michigan, Detroit, Saginaw, down into Grand Rapids and Jackson, Michigan, over into Fort Wayne, Indiana, a foot or more of snow, perhaps up to 2 feet of snow. And that's going to be along with blowing and drifting of snow across that area. And then as we inch eastward or forward in time, basically by Christmas Day, that snowstorm is over. Some residual snows up in the eastern side of the Great Lakes states and on the western side of Michigan. But all in all, it's going to be a white Christmas across the northern, almost 2/3 of the country. And unfortunately, it's going to be a fresh snow, so travel is going to be extremely impaired from the central plains all the way across the Great Lakes states and moving into the northeast New England states. Now, let's take a look at those temperatures to see what happens here. And there's the cold air to the north right now. This is Saturday. And then going into time, you can see a big pocket of some very cold air coming out of Canada, moving into the northern portions of Montana, into the Dakotas, and Wisconsin and Minnesota. There's Wisconsin and Minnesota. And then it gets a very intense area of cold air moving in. Look at this. Temperatures are well below zero, 30 below zero, almost 40 below zero into Montana. Forecast for Thursday, daybreak, December 23rd. Here in our area, we're still above freezing. We're in the 40s, but things are going to be changing here as well. And over in the Great Lakes states, they're only in the low to middle 20s, in upper teens in that area. And then as the snowstorm progresses and moves into the Great Lakes states, temperatures stay obviously below freezing there. And that cold air continues to push southeastward, pushing into our region. This is 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon, December 23rd. And then look at the temperatures. They begin to plummet in the Savannah and Hilton Head area and Statesboro, Georgia, Brunswick. We're seeing low to middle 20s across our area. And this is daybreak on Saturday, Christmas Eve, December 24th. And then going into Christmas Day, the daybreak temperature of Christmas Day in the low to middle 20s, and the highs will only be in the 30s on Christmas. And then another cold night, Christmas night into Monday morning. Then things begin to warm up after that. So looking at the forecast for our area, the greater Savannah area, for example, Hunter Army Airfield, there we see the precipitation amounts for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, about almost an inch, 3/4 of an inch there. But then that storm on Thursday night brings about 1.5 inches of rain by Friday morning before all said and done, before the cold air gets here. The rain will be out before the cold air arrives. The temperature will be in the 60s, and this low is actually for Friday night in this example here. So Friday morning, it'll probably be in the 50s before the cold air gets here. And let's take another example and look at Statesboro and see what the prediction is for that. There it is right here. And take a peek. And again, about the same. about 1 to 2 inches of rain easily, and temperatures dropping into the upper teens on Saturday morning, and then middle 20s on Christmas morning in the Statesboro. So you can see inward and toward the coast even. Well, what about Tybee? Do I have Tybee? No, I don't have Tybee. But anyway, Tybee is going to be dropping down into the mid to upper 20s. So yeah, I'm going to have to go outside and cover up my plants. They've been blooming in this mild weather. I've been picking beans as well. But my poinsettias, they're in full bloom right now. And I'll have to cover these up if I'm going to protect them. If it gets down to the low to middle 20s at the Heavenly Backyard Garden, things are going to freeze up here even if I cover them. So, but my tomatoes and the other vegetation, I can move those into the greenhouse and the garage because I have those in big pots, and I'll be able to do that. But get ready for some cold air. This is the type of cold air that will cause pipes to freeze, exposed pipes to freeze if they're not protected or if you don't drip the water. Don't have to worry about that for right now, but just start planning ahead for Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, Christmas Eve, for some very, very wet and then cold weather conditions across our area. So I hope you have a good time. Stay warm. It's mild right now, but things are going to get chilly and then get cold across our region. So with that being said, I'll probably have more updates coming in early next week. So thanks for watching. Bye.